हर साल 29 नवंबर को फ़लस्तीनी मुसलमानों के साथ इज़हार यकजहती का दिन अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की तरफ से मनाया जाता है। इसका आगाज़ अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की जनरल असम्बली ने, आपको मालूम ही होगा, 2 दिसंबर 1977 को एक रेजोल्यूशन के ज़रिए किया था। इस वक्त तकरीबन हर साल किसी न किसी सतह पे इज़हार यकजहती का दिन फ़लस्तीन के साथ मनाया जाता है। आज पाकिस्तान समेत बहरहाल अहले फ़लस्तीन से इज़हार यकजहती का दिन बाकायदा तौर पर मनाया जा रहा है। 29 नवंबर जलसे होंगे, जुलूस निकाले जाएंगे, मुजाहरे भी होंगे और ये मुसलसल चूंकि सिलसिला जारी है और गजा की इस सूरत हाल के बाद इस दिन की अहमियत मजीद बढ़ गई है।
बिल्कुल, 29 नवंबर का दिन ज्यादा अहमियत इख्तियार कर गया क्योंकि 7 अक्टूबर से होने वाली जो इजरायली फोर्सेस है उसके गजा पर हमले जारी हैं, जिसमें तकरीबन 15,000 फ़लस्तीनी शहीद हो गए जबकि 20,000 से ज़्यादा जख्मी हुए हैं। सैकड़ों नौमौलूद बच्चों के हवाले से बात करें, दुनिया में आने से पहले ही उनकी मौत वाक़या हो गई है, जबकि अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की एक रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक इजरायली हमलों के बाद गजा की 80% आबादी बेघर हो गई है, जिनकी तादाद 17 लाख से ज़ायद है। 10 लाख से ज़ायद फ़लस्तीनी 156 पनागुज़ीन मराकज़ में मौजूद हैं, जबकि इजरायली फ़ौज पनागुज़ीन मराकज़ पर भी मुसलसल बमबारी कर चुकी है। WHO के तर्जुमान ने जिनेवा में एक प्रेस ब्रीफिंग के दौरान कहा है कि अगर हम जो मेडिकल सिस्टम है इसको फिर से खड़ा नहीं करते तो बमबारी के मुकाबले में जो मुख्तलिफ अमराज हैं उनके फैलने से ज़्यादा अमवात हो सकती हैं। अब कहाँ है ये सुपर पावर्स, कहाँ है ये आलमी ताकतें? क्यों इस नस्ल कुशी पर हर जो केले जो मुमलिकत है या हर जो मुल्क है वो चुप साधे हुए बैठा है? ख्वाब खरगोश है या क्या है? इस पर आवाज़ क्यों नहीं उठाई जा रही? क्योंकि ये वो मजालिम है जिनको आप किसी भी सूरत, चाहे आप किसी भी मजहब, किसी भी रियासत से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं, आप इनको इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते।
कल एक फुटेज एक इंडियन जर्नलिस्ट ने शेयर की ऑन एक्स और मैं उसको देख रहा था, जिसमें बहुत सारे लोग अपने घरों के बाहर, इनफैक्ट घर तो रहे नहीं है, गलियों में ईंटें रखकर बीच में आग जलाकर और अपने बच्चों के लिए नाश्ता बना रहे थे, कुछ ना कुछ जो उनके पास था। वो नाश्ता भी क्या ही होगा, और गली में एक पूरी लाइन थी अनमला हसन, जैसे एक फूड स्ट्रीट होती है ना, ऐसे हर घर के सामने 8-10 फैमिली मेंबर्स बैठे हुए हैं ईंटों के सहारे, और ठंड भी है वहाँ पे। ये भी आपको बताएं, इस वक्त जो सीज़न है वो सर्द हो चुका हुआ है। तो आप और मैं जब अपने कोजी बिस्तरों से उठते हैं और अच्छे अच्छे नाश्ते करते हैं, अच्छी अच्छी गाड़ियों में जाते हैं, आप इमेजिन कीजिए वो हमारे जैसे इंसान, वो हमारे जैसे मुसलमान इस वक्त किस कस्मपुरसी की ज़िंदगी गुजार रहे। शायद ये सिर्फ वो समझ सकते हैं जिनकी हम बात कर रहे हैं। मैं और आप सिर्फ बातें कर सकते हैं, अल्लाह उनके लिए आसानी करे। और इस दिन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैं ज़रूर ये कहना चाहूँगा कि आज दुनिया भर को उठना चाहिए, दुनिया भर के शहरियों को उठना चाहिए। जो रिपोर्ट्स आ रही हैं, जैसे TRT की अगर बात करें तो उसका ये कहना है कि इस वक्त ये फ़ौज जो है ये इत्मीनान रखे क्योंकि हुकूमत और इदारे आपके साथ हैं। इसराइली वज़ीर दिफा ये कहते हैं, उनके मुताबिक ये जो जंग है ये मंतकी अंजाम तक ज़रूर पहुँचेगी। ये भी इसराइली वज़ीर दिफा कहते हैं। आई मीन इट्स नॉट गोना स्टॉप टिल द जेनोसाइड, जब तक फ़लस्तीनी ख़त्म नहीं हो जाते। उधर जो अमरीकी वज़ीर ख़ारजा एंथनी ब्लिंकन है वो रवां हफ्ते इसराइल और मगरबी किनारे और मुत्तहिदा अरब अमारात का दौरा फिर करेंगे ताकि गजा के लिए बकौल उनके इमदाद की फराहमी को जारी रखा जा सके। एक जानिब अमरीका अपना बेड़ा भेज रहा है इन्हीं मसलूम फ़लस्तीनियों के खिलाफ, दूसरी जानिब इमदाद दे रहा है। क्या अमरीका दुनिया की आंखों में धूल झोंक रहा है और क्या ये धूल झोंकने में कामयाब हो रहा है? रॉयटर्स जो कि सबसे बड़ी न्यूज़ एजेंसी है उसके मुताबिक जो गजा का मुस्तकबिल है इसके लिए अमरीकी नुक्ता नज़र और एक आज़ाद फ़लस्तीनी रियासत की ज़रूरत पर भी बात की जाएगी इस विजिट के हवाले से, लेकिन वो बात किस हद तक रिजल्ट ओरिएंटेड होती है, क्वेश्चन
मार्क। इसी सारी सिचुएशन पे बात कर लेते हैं। नादिर अल तुर्क हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं, डेप्यूटी हेड ऑफ फ़लस्तीन सफारत खाना। थैंक यू वेरी मच मिस्टर नादिर फॉर जॉइनिंग अस। आई होप यू आर डूइंग वेल। Today's very important day, as we are saying that 29th November is the day to pay solidarity with Palestinians. So any words you want to say regarding this day, because it's going to be celebrated across it's going to be practiced all across the world. Regarding any words you want to say in the start?
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity to speak to my brother and sister Pakistani people through your channel. Good morning, Pakistan. Good morning, Palestine. Good morning to the world and all human beings.
Good morning.
First of all, today is a special day. It is a solidarity day with Palestinian people. It is actually it is not only one day. It is 3 days in one. First, it is very sad one when the United Nations in 1947 in this day decided to divide Palestine to 2 states illegally. It is going to become one of the first time ever in the world, in the history that the United Nations divide one state for 2 states without asking the real owner of the land. to give 56% of Palestinian territories to Zionists and leave for us 43% of our land, and 1% is Jerusalem and Bethlehem to become international territory under the United Nations control. 1977, this date become the International Day for Solidarity with Palestinian People, to change the sadness to happiness, to give solidarity with the Palestinian people, because that in Resolution 181 giving the birth certificate for 2 states, but actually only Israel was getting the right to be in our own homeland, but the Palestinian state didn't appear until now on the ground. Third date for the same date was 2012, when the United Nations accept the membership of Palestine as a member in the United Nations, not full member, but still a member in the United Nations. So it is a 3-day in one day, and it is very sad to celebrate the day, this Solidarity Day with Palestinians, when our people under Israel's criminal attack, more than 15,000 shaheed, about 40,000 injured, 9,000 missing, 50% of Gaza Strip damaged completely, more than 200 shaheed in West Bank. And the attack is keeping going on
exactly.
our
so, Mr. Nadir, Excellency, I have 2 more points to discuss. Absolutely, the history that you've just mentioned, I mean, no one can deny that. On the other hand, on one side, United Nations is, is there to demonstrate certain days and accept Israel as the member, as you have just mentioned, 2004. And at the same time, United Nations is not able to get its own resolutions implemented in Palestine. I mean, they are being violated every second moment by this, this Israeli terrorism. So why is it so? Why is it, kind of a dual face of United Nations? Is it under kind of pressure? This biggest body of the world is there under certain kind of pressure, number one. And number two, the day that you have just said that it's, it's somehow it clears the position of Palestinians out there. How would it impact, I mean, Gaza right now, the situation of Gaza? How you see it would impact the overall situation, the kind of demonstration going on, across the globe? How would it impact the whole struggle being done by the Palestinians out there?
First of all, United Nations has the power to use, but it is not able to use it because it is controlled by the Americans' veto, British veto, and other countries who are using veto in wrong ways. And as example, Americans using veto in favor of Israel, I think about 56 times. I think they are using even more than the favor of the United States of America itself. This is show how the United Nations work under the superpower country like United States of America ruling against the international law and against the humanity. When they are supporting the criminal against the victim, then they are supporting crimes against the humanity by giving and supply more and more bombs and weapons for the Israelis to kill more and more Palestinians, innocent Palestinians. This is the problem with the United Nations, that it is controlled by the United States of America, by their veto, by their money, by their superpower. This is the issue. So the second question, how is the situation in Gaza right now?
Yeah. Please.
The situation, Gaza, this is the 6th day of ceasefire in Gaza. And I think this is going to be the last day. We hope it's going to be extended again. But when the people recognize the reality on the ground, the damage was very huge. Still, many of Palestinians under the rubble of the houses and buildings. Just 2 days before, they find a survivor, 1 month girl old.
So, Excellency, other than the vested interests that the West has, Other than the Western interest that the West has, I mean, what is the thing that actually stops them? We just mentioned Secretary Blinken. He also talked about the history, and he said there is a background that is, you know, whatever is being happened in Palestine right now, it has a background, and somehow then the statement was somehow, you know, put under cover. So was said by Anthony Guterres. I mean, one of the statement, he also said this whole situation has a background. Why world is not just accepting it, that it has a background and it has to be solved on certain constitutional and legal basis, and Palestinians are supposed to be given their land and their rights.
You know, 181 resolution actually make a legality for the Balfour Declaration 1917, was giving the right for the Jew to have a state on the land of Palestine. This is what happened actually. This is the real history. If we are going to speak about history, real history, you are in Palestine, living there since 12,000 years. And we still remain there. This is the real history. The Western countries are following the Zionism propaganda, using lies. This is mentioned that 2,000 years they were there in part of Palestine. So how become that you are raising the right of 2,000 years and ignoring since 12,000 years? This is the question for the Americans when they are speaking about history from their side, from their vision. Actually, it is a Zionism vision. Right now, we see the people of the United States of America, the European and Western countries, people are in the street to protest in favor of Palestine. On the other hand, their leaders are making solidarity and full support for the Israelis in their crimes against Palestinian people. This is the reality on the ground. So we need to have balance according to international law, international humanitarian law, and human rights principles to find a solution. Solution stands and is strong according to comprehensive peace supported by international law and the international principles. This is what we are needed.
Okay. The visuals, the news getting from the international media, the visuals actually are very heart-wrenching, and it's very disappointing to see the role of these Western countries, as you already said that. The world is silent, but at the end of the day, there should be a solution, and when it comes to solution, the role of these Western countries has been very disappointing. Do you consider the role of the other countries, if we talk about UAE, Qatar and rest of the countries, what role they can play in this situation?
This situation is very, very clear. We need to have few things to be happened. Yeah. First, end supply weapons and arms for the Israelis, because it is used to kill Palestinian civilians. This is first of all. Second, end this madness, end this war immediately against Palestinians. Yeah. And the crimes against Palestinians created by the Israelis. Third things, establishing the Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital. Fourth, facilitate the right of return of Palestinian refugees, with they are voting for this right according to resolution 194. It is what created of the taking by United Nations in 1948. They are waiting since 1948 until now to getting the opportunity to have the right of return to their own homes and properties in Palestine. This is what is needed to be done immediately by the international society to finish this conflict once forever, to finish this crisis once forever, and ends our suffering once forever. This is what is needed to be taken immediately.
So, Excellency, are you satisfied with the overall reaction that world had shown to this very important matter? My second part of the same question is, since 2004, despite all the efforts, the diplomatic efforts that has been put to just bring things on the table and to get them solved through the discussions, that was not so successful. So somehow Hamas has somehow this edge or advantage to say that when our diplomatic voice was not being heard, we were supposed to do this, what we have done on 7th October. Now, after the killing of like thousands of Palestinians, you being the representative of Palestinian government, are you satisfied with the situation that has been created after 7th October? I mean, the kind of response Hamas wanted from the world to this particular matter. Are you satisfied on that?
Of course, I'm not satisfied that more than 50,000 of my people killed and injured. But I'm satisfied with one thing, that the people of the world start understanding the real problem about Palestine. When I see millions on the street protest in favor of Palestine, I'm feeling happy that the international world, the humanity, start to understand what is happening in Palestine. The price is very high. It is sad to have this kind of a price to make the humanity wake up and understand that Palestinians need their support and solidarity to end this conflict once forever. On the other hand, the Western countries' leaders still not believe in democracy, not believe in human rights, not believe in international law. They only believe in Zionist right to live and ignoring the Palestinian right to live.
Right,
They are
Ms.
still
Nader.
using the double standards against the Palestinians again and again. This is what happened actually until now. So we hope so the leaders will follow their people who elected them, follow the real principle of democracy by let us see that they are presenting their own people, not
Right, Mr. Nader.
the protest, the and the Israeli leaders.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Nader, Deputy Mission Palestinian Embassy, हमारे साथ मौजूद थे. He rightly said कि Western world के जो leaders हैं, they do not believe in democracy. That's why वो इस कॉज के अंदर एक ड्यूअल फेस के साथ आ रहे हैं. एक जानिब अगर वो कंडेम करते हैं ह्यूमन राइट्स वायलेशन को, तो दूसरी जानिब वो इसराइल की मदद करने से भी पीछे नहीं हट रहे हैं. और जो फ़लस्तीनी हैं वो बेचारे अपनी जंग खुद ही लड़ रहे हैं. और जंग क्या लड़ रहे हैं, मुकाबला कर रहे हैं, ज़िंदगी को सर्वाइव करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जो मनाज़िर हम आपको दिखाते भी रहते हैं.
ब्रेक लेंगे, ब्रेक के बाद वापस आते हैं.